you guys, what is up, and welcome back to my channel and another episode of DIY skincare treats. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you thumbs up this video. If you would like to keep up with me, your host, make sure you're following me on all my social media sites, and make sure you check out SavvyNaturalista.com for all your skincare needs, Miracle Glow Oil as well as Larimar Elixir. And in this episode of DIY skincare treats, we will be making an easy green tea calming mask. So this mask is perfect for people with sensitive skin. If you're having one of those days where your skin is just inflamed or has a lot of red or irritation, this mask is perfect for you. And it's just a perfect 2 to 3 times a week mask that you can use, and you won't feel worried about, oh, is my skin going to have any type of reaction. This is just an easy sensitive skin mask. It has green tea, kaolin clay. So I'm going to show you how to make this mask, and then we're going to put it on our face. If you notice, my face has been looking really red lately, so we're going to show you how this mask will calm down any inflammation that you have on your skin. So let's go, you guys. So we're going to start off with the heaping 2 tablespoons of kaolin clay. Now to that, we are going to add 1/2 tablespoon of matcha green tea. So yeah, y'all know I love me some matcha. Matcha. Side note, I do call it matcha, but I'm just in a good mood today, so it's matcha. So we're just gonna add a heaping 1/2 tablespoon of matcha. So you want to mix this up until it's combined, making sure you get all the matcha in and you have a lovely looking green color. Now that your ingredients are mixed until they're combined, you could get the clumps out. Kaolin clay tends to clump up a little bit, so I just want to let you guys know that. Now we're going to add just a little bit of moisturizer. So we're going to add Miracle Glow Oil. You can find Miracle Glow Oil at SavvyNaturalista.com, and I'm just going to use about 1/2 teaspoon of Miracle Glow Oil. So to that, I'm going to add 1/2 tablespoon of glycerin, and this is the glycerin I'm using. Now that we have our Miracle Glow Oil and our glycerin, we will now add our lavender oil. So I'm going to add just a teaspoon of lavender oil. If you don't want to add a teaspoon of lavender oil, you can add a little less. But you know, out of all the oils, I find lavender to be the most calming of them. So I'm just going to add 1/2 teaspoon of lavender oil because it's just such a calming oil in general, and I love calming oils. So this is the lavender I am using by now. I just love that lavender so much. So you just want to mix all those oils in until they're combined. Like I said, you want to make sure all your oils are mixed in really well. You want to make sure they're fully incorporated into this dry clay. Once you get a nice dry clay, then you can start by putting on your face, but you have to make sure you get all the clumps out, because if you use any liquids and you do not get the clumps out, you will have sort of, you know, a mixture of clumps. So, you know, just make sure all those clumps are incorporated and out of your mask. And you can do that by using a blender. So if you have just like a little blender or like a spice grinder, you can use that to make sure this is fully incorporated. It will take a while by hand. So if you have like a little grinder you want to use, you could use that as well. But just make sure all the clumps are out of this mask. So now that the clumps are almost out, I'm just going to continue to mix this up. I'll probably put it in a blender real soon because ain't nobody got time for this. I have like a mini blender just dedicated to mixing the clumps in, but you could use your hand and sort of do it like this. You want to get all the clumps out. So that is that is really important when you make masks with liquids. So as you can see, if you do it by hand, you can sort of do it like that, and it'll sort of mix in as you can see. So what I'm gonna do is continue mixing this and throw it in a blender, and then we can be back to put it on our face. Okay, you guys, so I have the green tea mask right here. Smells so good. Now I want to repeat and reiterate, like I said in the video, please make sure you get all the clumps out of the mask. Make sure you blend up the mask. You don't want to have too much of a certain ingredient on your face. Either it's the lavender, any type of the glycerin. You don't want to have too much of it on your face. The Miracle Glow oil in the mask. You don't want to have that on your face. So make sure you blend up all the ingredients correctly into a nice smooth powder. That way you can use it easily. Now I want to say this mask is for one facial use because I have a big head and a big face. Now if you are very petite with a little head, you may not need to use the whole mask, so you could just use a tablespoon, use about a half a tablespoon of water, you know, use as much water to get the consistency of a mask you like. If you like a runny mask, if you like a doughy mask, if you like a just right mask, then use as much water as you want to. Start off with as little as possible and then work your way up. I will be using tap water. Normally I do spritz my face with Agua de Rosas, which you can find at savvynaturalista.com. But not today. So I'm just gonna mix this up until it becomes a smooth paste. This is an easy mask to put on your face. The mask is ready, so let's put it on our face. Here we go. So I'm just gonna be putting it really easy on my face. See the beautiful green color? It's a very soothing mask, so you really don't have to worry about anything that will irritate your skin if you have sensitive skin. So I know, why did I wear this shirt? I'm not worried about it. You know, green tea or matcha green tea is one of those ingredients that, you know, if you get it, if it stains your shirt, because like right now it's staining my shirt, but if it stains your shirt, you really don't have to worry about it sort of you know, leaving a stain. You don't have to use a stain remover to get it out. Now, if it was turmeric, you would need a stain remover. I know I'm rubbing it in, and most masks you don't rub in, but it's really a soothing mask. So I'm just making sure I get my whole entire face, you guys. Okay, you guys, so we're back. The mask is officially on my face. Now, it is a little runny because I added too much water. I got a little too water happy, but the mask is officially on my face. So I'm gonna let it dry. And then I'll come back so you guys can see what it looks like dry. I hope it doesn't look too flaky because I did add a lot of water. So I added 2 tablespoons of water, but you know, I suggest you add about a half a tablespoon, mix it up. If it looks a little doughy, then go from a tablespoon. I added way too much water to this mask and it was a little runny, so. Okay, you guys, I'll be back. So the mask is officially dry. It's a little damp in some parts, but when I touch it, it's like dry. So it just looks damp. So what we're gonna do now is rinse our face and then we could talk about it. I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, you guys, so my face is completely rinsed of the mask. I still have just a little bit, so I'm gonna get it off, and my forehead still got a lot. Oh, I got some water in my eye. Okay, my face is completely dry. There's a little mask. I'm gonna do a close-up so you guys can see. So here's my face. There we go. It's nice and calm. So I'm gonna add Larimar Elixir, which you can find at savvynaturalista.com. Larimar Elixir contains all natural blue tansy essential oil for a double calming of the skin. So make sure you check that out at savvynaturalista.com. Okay, so let's talk about the mask. The mask is really gentle. It does contain kale and clay. It's a very calming mask, very soothing to the skin. You will smell like lavender after. The lavender will linger on your skin, but lavender is one of those essential oils that out of all of them, it's the most gentle one. aside from patchouli. Patchouli is a very gentle essential oil, but most people don't like patchouli. It's kind of strong. So I used to douse myself in patchouli as I would go to work, and people would complain to my boss about me smelling like patchouli. They would say I was stinking, you know, because, you know, some people are not really into the natural thing. They're more into bath and body. With that being said, so, you know, I had to make sort of concoctions to not smell just like an earthy patchouli girl at work, like a funky old hippie. That they would say, funky old hippie, me walking around. Anyways, you guys, I want to thank you so much for watching this episode of DIY Skincare Treats. Matcha green tea is great for the skin. It helps revitalize the cells. I really hope you enjoyed this mask. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I also want to say this. If you don't like the lavender scent because it lingers too much, you can skip it, or you could just add just a little bit, but it will help calm the skin down. Lavender is a great essential oil for that. But if you do not like the scent of lavender, I've heard lots of people say it, like I told you guys my story, then just omit it altogether. With that being said, thanks so much for watching this episode of DIY Skincare Treats. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you would like to keep up with me, your host, make sure you're following me on all my social media sites, and make sure you check out SavvyNaturalista.com for all your skincare needs. And I'll see you in our next episode of DIY Skincare Treats. I love you so much. Bye, you guys.